once upon several times. Before the Time Lords, before everything we know, there was an explorer. Her name was Tecteun, from a little-regarded, sparsely populated planet called Gallifrey. Tecteun was the first of Gallifrey's indigenous race, the Shobogans, to develop space travel. Dangerous, unsophisticated space travel. She took risks to explore the worlds and galaxies beyond her home. And it was on one of these distant, deserted worlds on the far edge of another galaxy she found something impossible. A gateway. A boundary into another unknown dimension or universe. Tecteun glimpsed the infinite through that gateway. And beneath the monument, she found a child. Abandoned. Alone, thrown through, seemingly from the other unknown realm.
Sorry, you might find old memories reawakening. Side effect.
Oh, such a lonely childhood.
The child remained a mystery. Until... playing with a friend like any other child, there was an accident. A catastrophe.
Two children of Gallifrey. The enmity of ages, which would suggest...
The Doctor and the Master.
Since when do you care about the Doctor?
Since always? Since the Cloister Wars? Since the night he stole the moon and the President's wife? Since he was a little girl? One of those was a lie. Can you guess which one?
What, and the kid told you the secret?
Ah, no. He didn't tell anyone anything. He went completely mad. Never right in the head again, so they say.
Okay, that's encouraging.
The last I heard, he stole the moon and the President's wife.
Was she nice, the President's wife?
Ah, well, that was a lie put about by the Shobogans. It was the President's daughter. I didn't steal the moon, I lost.
See that symbol at the end of the corridor?
What about it?
You try and hit it.
What?
Go on, you try and hit it.
It's the kind of vandalism we're always running the Shobogans in for.
The planet of Gallifrey evolved. Shobogans grew in knowledge and ability. They built themselves a citadel. They discovered the ability to travel through time as well as space. With Tecteun, they became a self-appointed ruling elite. And Tecteun proposed that the gene splice the ability to regenerate into future generations of Citadel dwellers. It would become the genetic inheritance of them and their descendants.
They've been scanning her since she was born, and I think they found what they were looking for.
Human DNA?
Look closer. Human plus. Specifically, human plus a Time Lord. You've told me about your people. They became what they did through prolonged exposure to the time vortex. The untempered schism.
Over billions of years, it didn't just happen.
Children of Gallifrey, taken from that family's age of 8, to enter the academy. As a novice, he was taken for initiation. He stood in front of the untempered schism. It's a gap in the fabric of reality, through which can be seen the whole of the vortex. We stand there, 8 years old, staring at the raw power of time and space, just a child.
So how close is she? Could she even regenerate?
No, I don't think so.
You don't sound so sure.
Because I don't understand how this happened. Doesn't make sense. You can't just cook yourself a Time Lord.
Of course not. But you gave them one hell of a start, and they've been working very hard ever since.
But he would restrict the regenerative process to a maximum of 12 times.
Can you change colour, or are you always white?
No, I can be anything.
And is there a limit? I mean, how many times can you change?
507.
Oh.
Everything ends.
Except you.
If you've been paying attention. I'm an old man now.
But you don't die. You change. You pop right back up with a new face.
No, not forever. I can change 12 times, 13 versions of me. 13 Silly doctors. 12 regenerations, Clara. I can't ever do it again. This is where I end up. How am I doing?
Your system has been contaminated by the poison of the Judas tree. You will be dead in 32 minutes.
Okay, so basically better regenerate, that's what you're saying.
Regeneration disabled. You will be dead in 32 minutes.
No, stop that. Stop that. Stop it.
There you go. How's that?
Well, let's see, shall we? That was stupid waste of regeneration energy.
Well, if the Master would meekly accept the end of his regeneration cycle, it's not his style at all.
But that's something we must all accept, Doctor.
Thank you. Not the Master. No, he had some sort of plan. That's why he came here, Engin.
After the 12th regeneration, there is no plan that will postpone death.
We are prepared to offer you a full and free pardon.
What makes you think I want your forgiveness?
We can offer you an alternative to your renegade existence.
Regeneration. A complete new life cycle.
Regeneration are known. You have expended all your lives.
Sorry? What did you say? Did you mention the rules? Now, listen, bit of advice. Tell me the truth if you think you know it. Lay down the law if you're feeling brave. But, darlings, never, ever tell me the rules!
Emergency! Emergency! The Doctor is regenerating! The Doctor is regenerating!
Oh, look at this! Regeneration number 13! We're breaking some serious science here, boys! I tell you what, it's gonna be a whopper!
The timeless child became the base genetic code for all Gallifreyans within the Citadel. The civilization which renamed themselves with characteristic pomposity. Time Lords.
Many thousands of years ago, when I left our planet, all this was then a star, until I arranged its detonation.
You were the solar engineer. It was your duty.
It was an honor, or so I thought then. I was to be the one to find and create the power source that would give us mastery over time itself.
Well, you succeeded, and are revered for it.
Revered? Here? I was abandoned.
Histories say that you were lost in the supernova.
I was sacrificed to that supernova. I generated those forces, and for what? To be blown out of existence into this black hole of antimatter? My brothers became Time Lords, but I was abandoned and forgotten.
A long time ago, on my home planet of Gallifrey, there lived a stellar engineer called Omega.
Stellar? As in stars? You mean he engineered stars?
Ace!
Oh, sorry. Go on.
It was Omega who created the supernova that was the initial power source for Gallifreyan time travel experiments. He left behind him the basis on which Rassilon founded Time Lord Society. And he left behind the Hand of Omega.
His hand? What good was that?
No, not his hand, literally. No, it's called that because Time Lords have an infinite capacity for pretension.
I've noticed that.
The Hand of Omega is a mythical name for Omega's remote stellar manipulator, a device used to customize stars with. And didn't we have trouble with the prototype?
We?
They.
The Foundling had become the founder.
Doctor. Doctor Who? It's more than just a secret, isn't it?
What did you see?
Doctor Who. Have you never wondered where he came from? Who he is?
Nobody knows who the Doctor is.
Except me.
How?
The statue told me.
All right. So what does it matter? He's a Time Lord, I know that.
Well, Doctor.
If I give you the bow,
Your power becomes mine, but your secrets remain your own. But I know your secrets.
very well, tell them.
I shall tell them of Gallifrey. Tell them of the old time. The time of chaos.
Be my guest.
In the end, you are merely another Time Lord!
Oh, Davros, I am far more than just another Time Lord.
What happened to the child?
Oh, Doctor, really? Haven't you worked this out yet? The child is you. You are the timeless child.
I know who I am.
No, you don't. You never have. Your life has been hidden from you. Our founding parents wanted a noble creation myth for the Time Lords. Born to rule.
I remember my home. I remember growing up. I remember you and me at the academy together.
That happened. It just wasn't your first life.
Were you me all that time ago? Were all my memories of you erased? Did they force me back into becoming a child?
Oh, Doctor. So lonely, so very, very alone.
You mean alone? You've never been alone in your life. When did you start calling me Doctor?
Such a lonely little boy. Lonely then and lonelier now. How can you bear it?
How did you do that? Why does he have to sleep out here?
He doesn't want the others to hear him crying.
Why does he have to cry all the time?
You know why.
There'll be no crying in the army.
Hush.
Don't pretend you're not awake. We're not idiots.
Come and sleep in the house. You don't have to be alone. If you can hear me, you're very welcome in the house with the other boys. I'll leave the door on the latch. Come in any time.
He can't just run away crying all the time if he wants to join the army.
He doesn't want to join the army, I keep telling you.
Well, he's not going to the academy, is he, that boy? He'll never make a Time Lord.
How many more of me are out there?
And if you were a scientist, you'd understand. If I were a scientist, let me tell you so that I am a scientist. And I have been for several thousand...
I'm beginning to lose confidence for the first time in my life. And that covers several thousand years.
On guard, Morbius.
You're going, Doctor, going.